Alright, for this we're going to try something different with shaving cream. Okay, now this is much, much thicker than normal for a spiral. I'm doing that because I want it to penetrate deeper. I think this will work. So, whoa, missed that one. Now I'm going to go ahead and add these simply to try to keep everything straight, but this is not going to be dyed like a typical spiral. Right, so this is the front, and then we have this as the back. I know, this has to be one of the ugliest spirals. I think it'll work. We're going to give this a try. Off to dye. Alright, for this I'm using Scarlet, Bluebird, and Lemon Yellow, and those are all from Dharma. I've mixed up a very small amount of liquid. Well, it's not too small. It's 3 ounces of water and 1 teaspoon of dye for each of the 3 colors. So not as strong as I have done it for some things. And then I am using just some shaving cream. So we're going to do the shaving cream, add some colors to it, move it around a little, and then place the shirt in face down into the shaving cream. Alright, that's what I'm going with. Go ahead and put this in. And give it a bit of a push. Smush that up about halfway. And I'm just going to let it sit here for, like I said, probably 8 hours or so. And then we'll come back and do the next step. So here are the results. Here's the front. Ooh! Right, here's the back. So my oldest son pulled this one out of the dryer and comes to me and goes, "What were you trying to do here?" So I told him the general idea. He's like, "Did it work?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like staring at it and he's like, "I can't figure out if it's cool or not." Yeah, I have the same feeling. So I'm not sure how well this is showing up on the camera, but it's interesting. Let me zoom in on this. So we've got like this part right here, and it repeats in a few other places where you actually have all the colors. It almost looks like if you use a laser etcher, laser cutter, where you have that discoloration of the wood where it's burning outside of the area. It's what it looks like. If that wasn't there, and if it was solid white on the edge, I think it'd be really cool. But otherwise, it almost looks, and you know, I'm Gen X, just throwing that out there, like it's the colors are breaking out in some kind of a like 8-bit kind of graphic out of the shirt or from behind the shirt. Okay, yeah, I'm leaving it at that. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean on that. Here it is again. It's not as distinct there, but we have quite a bit up here. And it repeats like that, and it has that same pattern, like that 8-bit look all throughout. I honestly don't know if I like this or not. I mean, there's definitely a stepping point here. I mean, there's definitely some... I can definitely use this as a stepping off point for some changes. So you have these areas that look like feathers, and that's cool. It's what I expected, because you have where it was physically touching the bowl where the powder was, and then the further away that you get, you have less saturation because you have a lower concentration as the water was being added. That's exactly what was expected. This weird 8-bit patterning thing here, I don't understand why the little crinkle edges are here, because that part I didn't expect. I expected it to be roughly like the feather. So I find this kind of fascinating that it would do this, and I think I'm going to have to mess around with this idea a bit more. I mean, I could do larger areas of this just by doing a scrunch, and you'd have more exposure, and you'd have more... Matter of fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that right after this. Let's go do that. Alright, so I've already done one side. I'm going to actually do another bowl, do shaving cream, the red, yellow, and blue, get that ready, and I'm going to flip this, take this out, and put it in upside down on this one. We're going to try and do both sides, and then we're going to come back in and do the hot water irrigation. It's been on that front side for about an hour, so let's go ahead and try this. I'm going to let that sit for an hour, then I'll come back and do the hot water irrigation across it. Alright, it's been about an hour. I'm heating some water up to about 140 degrees. I'm going to take it out of the bowl, spray down each side, trying not to disturb the actual pattern in the shaving cream. Once I get that done, I will fill up another bowl with some soda ash solution, and we'll let it sit in the bowl for another, I don't know, hour or two. Great. We'll let that sit for another hour and then pull it out for a washout. Alright, it has been about 2 hours. Let's go ahead and wash this out. So, before I even wash it, it has that weird, that 8-bit look I was telling you about the first time on it. One side does, the other side is softer, or parts are and parts are softer. And it all has that weird yellowish tinge to it. So I'm going to go throw this in the wash and we'll see what comes out of it. So, my oldest son pulled it out of the dryer again. His comment was, "Please, Dad, please stop murdering the shirts." Okay, so yeah, you see the result. Here's the back side. Let me zoom in a little. I guess technically that's zoomed in a lot, not a little. Alright. It has similar styling to the first one, not as blocky. This side is interesting. It's faded, but it has that edge around it. So I might fiddle around with this some more. I might give up and stop murdering shirts. I don't know. I think the first one looks substantially better. So both of these will be going into the non-happy accident pile. They get reused for other things, or used around the house, that type of thing. So, what do you think? Honestly, what do you think about this? Is this worth continuing on? I have a couple of ideas that might make this work, or it might make it worse. Although, honestly, I'm not sure worse is possible at this point. It was definitely something to try. It's always worth trying it, right? Honestly, it's something I'll probably revisit at some point. Not necessarily on video, but just to see if something could come of this. As always, thanks for watching. And if you like what you see, generally, not this one, because I'm not sure anybody likes what they see on this one, please subscribe. There's links below to my store, Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff. Until next time.